was a man who promised light from wires beneath the street, a visionary crowned in glass and polished concrete. He spoke of future cities where no sorrow could remain, if only they would trust him with their savings and their faith. He sold them maps of who they were before they had the chance to be. He sold them endless batteries of optimism and repair. The numbers bent obediently beneath his steady hand. Projection, he would say, you simply fail to understand.
He took the pension funds of men and women who built things with their hands, who worked the line and trusted him with their retirement plans.
He filled the lobbies with the future sleek and chrome, while behind the frosted glass the ledgers showed what he had been. A man who'd bent the columns, moved the gates, called his losses a leverage and his lies a longer view. When the promises fell and savings burned and futures went to smoke, he said history belongs to those who burned a little brighter. They came from good schools with their good names intact.
A nurse who left medicine for something that mattered.
A teacher who thought she'd found where to go next.
A young man who called his mother
and told her he'd finally found it. They wore the future like a uniform and meant it. They defended him, explained him to their fathers. They moved to cities they didn't know for him. They believed, which is the most expensive thing a person owns, and handed it across the table like it cost them nothing. When the auditors arrived, he stood so tall, so still, so sure, as if conviction were a shield that fraud could not unsecure. He told his board, I am the mission, I am what was promised, not a founder, just a man who had confused himself with dreams. Believe in yourself, but first believe in something more. A reckoning that doesn't care what you believed it for. For unchecked devotion to the altar of I am can turn a gentle shepherd to a self-appointed ram. The groom who weighed a woman's life in dollars on a page. The mother who built kingdoms out of beautiful lies. The reporter who set fire to a name for his career. The builder who spent futures he had promised to hold dear. None thought themselves the villain in the story that they told, each certain they were brave enough and righteous enough and bold. The second coming clocks in early, not beast but mirrored face, not thunder in the desert, but a man who knows he's right. The best and worst of all of us share marrow, need, and blame. The darkest and most honest God is whispering your name. She drove out of that parking structure with the sirens far behind. She stopped at a red light 2 blocks down and waited for the green. Because sometimes love is a document signed by someone watching you burn. There are saints who starve for heaven and sinners who starve for applause. But the most dangerous hunger is the one that calls itself cause.